Now, got something set up today to show you guys. This is when I said that we would also have chessbase. I'm going to go ahead and talk up so the audio will come out better. If the audio is coming out too loud, just go ahead and turn down the volume. We're going to go ahead and get started. Now, this is our position from the A21. I wanted to make a video tonight, a follow-up on A21 that we did. We did a little seminar on A21. Now, what I did was I went ahead and I set up over here the game exactly as you would see it in chessbase and exactly as you would see it in the ECO. Now, down here, we are using Komodo 10 64-bit. That is with one CPU. What we can do is crank it up to 8 CPUs. I know sometimes you guys watch the videos and you're like, what does he really have? Hold on, I'll show you. You'll see what do I really have. You can notice right there it says CPUs 1 to 8. Go ahead and hit 8. Let that run for a minute. Now, in the other video that I did in the first A21, I said that I thought that black was winning. Okay? The book said equal. Let me reverse this, and then I'll be able to zoom in a little bit better for you. Even though that I've got chessbase 13, I still like chessbase 12. You can see right there that it's running 8 CPUs. We're running Komodo 10 64-bit, not 32-bit. And we're using Komodo 10 with 8 CPUs. And it is still showing a slight advantage for black. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at a couple of options here to see what we can come up with. We're going to put our pieces exactly the same. Take a look here. You'll notice here that the pieces are going to be exactly the same. Right there. And we're also setting up some stuff to show for some other videos. This is one that we use a lot. One of my favorites working with kids, working with elementary school kids. We're going to be using this. It's called Chess Teacher by Pavilion, and it says for ages 6+ under family games. But one of the things that I really love about this chess set, so for viewers on YouTube that are watching this video, you can find our channel if you look to the left on the video that you're watching. Our channel name is Chess Coach Trainer. So one of the things that we really love about this video for kids is that it has the name of each piece right there. You can see it. Like the rook, for instance, it'll tell you the name. It'll say rook. It'll tell you that it moves 1 to 7 squares, how many squares. And then the arrows are for the direction that the piece moves. Like the bishop, it'll have angles. It'll show diagonal. And then here, the queen moves any direction. You can see the arrows go in all directions, moves 1 to 7. But you notice that they're actually the same. The king and the queen can move the same direction. They go any direction, but the king can only go 1 square. The queen can go up to 7. So that would tell you that the queen is a little bit more valuable piece, but we like that set for teaching elementary school kids, especially their first game of chess they ever played, because what that will do is that will let them watch the game, keep an eye on the piece, and remember, oh, that's a pawn, and it goes 1 square straight ahead. So if the pawn was out here, they know that the pawn can only go 1 square at a time, and it can only go straight ahead. So if you had another pawn right here, you can't grab them and capture. They don't go sideways. They can only go straight ahead. So you could actually leave that there, because if you're white, you could leave that pawn there because they can't get it with that pawn. That's just an example. Example could be like here and here and there. That could actually happen, especially in a little kid's beginner game. Let's put these up. Those are the 2 rule books. Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing when we do our chess camp for the kids at the Joplin Family Y, it will be on Mondays at Schifferdecker Park. We'll have an all-day chess camp. It will run from 9 to noon for the kids that go in the morning, and then it will run from about noon until 2:30 for the kids in the afternoon. We'll have a different group of kids. And what we're going to do is, for kids that have actually played, we're going to use solitaire chess. We're going to have them go through and take some tests and see what their rating is, or about what their playing strength would be. We're going to be using this book also as well. At the chess camp, this is one of the books we use, called Square One. This is a really good book because it shows the value of the pieces. Like for the bishop, it's going to show you the value is equal to another bishop, equal to a knight, or equal to 3 pawns. So we'll take a look at another chess piece. There's the rook. Okay, the rook is going to be equal to a bishop plus 2 pawns, or a knight and 2 pawns, or you can count the number of pawns. If we have kids watching the video, count the number of pawns and you'll see what a rook is equal to. That's the name of the book, Square One. We'll be using that. And then we will be using these two books to teach checkmate with. We'll be using the Chess Kids Book of Checkmate by David McAnulty. And we'll be using this one, the Chessercises by Bruce Pandolfini. Why do we want to use Chessercises? Because if you go back here to the back, those are the little Chessercises, and those are the little answers. And we did this in another video as well. You look at that diagram, you take away all the pieces except just down here in the corner. And you have just a couple of black pieces. You set up the board and then you can see an example. I will do that tonight. I will show you guys, we'll come back to that and I'll show you an example of the Chessercises. We will also, at the chess camp, we'll be doing chess camps for this summer, 2017. They'll be at Schifferdecker Park. They are free of charge. There's no cost. It doesn't cost you anything. Come as you are. You don't even need to bring a chess set. So if you play, we're going to show you some really cool strategies and things. Example, what is the absolute 7th rank and what is accumulation of advantages? Come to chess camp and you will learn what is accumulation of advantages. We are also, that is chess thinking, the visual dictionary of over 1,000 moves, rules, strategies, and concepts. We'll be using that at chess camp. We'll also be using Pandolfini's Chess Complete. It's got about 500 or more questions. I believe it's got over 600. I may be wrong. $545. And the last question is, will a computer ever be world champion? Answer, affirmative. So yes, we already know that computers can beat humans for chess. They're called chess engines. But it's got a bunch of questions in there. We'll use that. We can use that with any teachers or staff members that show up when the kids have questions. You can look them up in there. You can look them up here in this little dictionary. Between the two, you should be well covered. We do have a copy of the rule book. These are mine that I use. I use a weighted the easy grade finder. I use the weighted grade finder. Example right there. And then I use the regular normal grade finder. Number of problems wrong. You just look on here. Total number of problems 31. Go down the list. That'll tell you the grade. Easy, really easy to grade. These are weighted grade finders. So if you did, for instance, if you did the test 50%, homework 30%, and then classwork would be 20%. So you would look it up, like the average grade for all the classwork, 90. But because it only counts for 20% of your final grade, you're going to get 18 points. Your homework in the example being 85, your average grade on homework is 85, it counts for 30% of your grade, so you're going to get 25.50. And then your test, you make a 95, your test counts for 50% of your grade, so that's 47.50. Final grade 91. We will give little tests and we will give grades. We do have 2 copies of the rule books. We have 6th edition. And we have 5th edition. So we have a copy of the rules. We have the updated rule book. So we'll be going over the rules of chess and what you do and how you play. Just wanted to show some of the stuff that we'll be covering. These are the analysis sets, and this is just something I tried myself because we don't know what's going to work. We're trying out different ideas. It is really windy out here, and the pieces and the board are just going boom, just blowing off the table. You've seen some of the other videos that we did where you would hear me say, it is windy as hell out here. It is windy as hell out here. And everything was blowing off the table, so I've come up with a few ideas. Chime in on the comments below. One idea was to get a tablecloth and those clamps, tablecloth clamps, and then get a little piece of Velcro on the back of here so that we could put table clamps on the tablecloth for the whole table, and then we could put a piece of Velcro on the back and a piece of Velcro on the tablecloth. Because the city owns the tables, we're not allowed to Velcro or attach or affix. For little kids watching this, it means to attach something to it. We're not allowed to attach anything to this. We can't do that. We could tie a string on here. We could use paracord. Since I put 3 strings, we've had no problem, but it has not been severely tested with a really severe gust of wind. I think these little pieces, unweighted, little tiny ones, I think enough gust of wind, they're gonna go bing, and they're gonna fly. Well, they're not gonna go bing. Yeah, they're not gonna make a sound. Wait a minute, there's a gust of wind. Bing. Oh, there goes your king. Bing, bing. No, they're not gonna do that, but they are going to fly off the table. I've had some of them fly off the table today earlier when it got windy. But I set this up to match over here. Now, we're going to walk through this game. And this is one of the things too, my analysis board sometimes is right here. One of my favorite analysis boards is right here. I love these little analysis boards. You can get these for about $6 from the United States Chess Federation. Go online or call 1-800-388-KING, King, and you can order a analysis set combo. An analysis set combo will cost you about $6. They are great for if you are on the go. And you can see now, right now, see the string blowing around. Gust of wind right here. Perfect. 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 You can see the pages going like this, blowing around. You can see the string blowing. Now, the boards are secured and the boards did not jump around. They didn't move around. I thought the string idea worked well. All we used was a knife that we got from Lowe's. We got this knife. That is a Lowe's brand, Cobalt. It has a razor blade. Be careful. I would say to little children, do not play with knives. Use scissors. In fact, if you're in elementary school, use safety scissors. And only adults or big people need to be having anything with a razor blade. But for the rest of us, big people, adults, it comes with this. plastic. And it comes with a warning that says extremely sharp, which it is. You get this other blade. I'm not the best person to demo safety, by the way, so don't follow my lead. There's a few safety things in here that I would not recommend doing, what I just did. Like opening it with one hand. I would recommend that you use two hands, and you get this blade. Then you get this serrated blade. Keep your fingers away from it and close it gently. Safety. And sure, yeah, I close it in less than the blink of an eye. No, I'm not going to get up here and show off, but yeah, I can open it in just under a human blink, and I can close it in just under a human blink. This right here, when you flick this open like that, you just flick, but not that slowly. It is also good self-defense. The serrated part is really good to cut a seat belt if you happen to drive into a lake, creek, river, pond, any big body of water. You could use this, or you could use a seatbelt tool that you can get online that will slip over your seatbelt, and then it has a thing on the end of it to strike a window and break the window so you can get out. But if you wanted to use this for self-defense, it has a small blade, so it's going to be, you can see here, I'm not holding it a certain way, I'm just trying to illustrate the length of the blade. Actually, I've been teaching self-defense for almost 38 years, and I will tell you now that a small blade is a lot harder to defend against than a big blade. It was Doug Mercado that said that knives, bladed weapons, are meant to be felt, not seen. They're not meant to be seen, they're meant to be felt. You don't get out here, flick it open and say, ah, I saw this in a movie, I got a knife, watch out. That's not the purpose of it. If anything, it's better self-defense for muggers, if they mug you, that you keep this palmed. Keep this knife palmed, and you have a small blade that will still cut and still do damage. It is a little blade, small but effective and efficient. But yes, one of the easiest self-defense methods with a knife, saying that this were the knife and the blade, even a little stubby short blade. One of the easiest in the world would be when somebody punches, if you hold that blade out, then it will travel. Like say this is the blade right here, okay, and the edge, this being the edge of the blade, then when a person punches, it will cut the edge of the arm. Like this. If that were the blade, as they punch, it's going to cut. Or if it's tilted at an angle, it's going to cut even more easy. Like that, it could cut what's called the brachial artery, which is an artery, not a vein. If you were to use that in self-defense and somebody were to swing a punch, the knife was on its edge, it would cut the brachial artery, it would cut the tendons and ligaments, it would cut triceps, it would cut biceps. You would not be using that arm, period. It would cut all your grip, which is called your flexors. But anyway, let's get back to chess and not on the self-defense. Now, I'm rated about a 5th degree black belt, so I can say a little bit about self-defense, but not a lot. There's still a lot to learn, trust me. No matter how high up the ladder you go, there's a lot to learn. So yeah, it was a big thrill when I got enough knowledge. I could get up to black belt level, and then 1st Dan, 2nd Dan, 3rd Dan, 4th Dan, and 5th Dan. 5th degree black belt is commonly master's level. But let's get on with the chess part. We have this one that we could show what is on chessbase. So what we'll do is we'll have a DGT board set up, and we'll be able to put all these moves when we're showing an example from here, from the ECO. We'll have the ECO right here, and we'll be able to show the examples from here. We'll be able to show that. Take care of your stuff. Don't let your stuff get on the ground, get all dirty. I don't want that GoPro shoulder strap getting stepped on. Let's take a look over here. And we've let it run for a little while. Now, this is where that I said that I thought black was winning, and this is Komodo 10 64-bit running on 8 CPUs. It is running at a depth of 19 ply. It is running at almost 5,000. It looks like 4861. That is your kilonodes per second. Okay, let me get my reading glasses on so I can see better to do the video with you. Okay, I was wrong on the 5,000. It's now running at 4698. So we get up to here. That was the game, half and half. Now, when you click through it, the game was almost dead even. Black had a slight, tiny advantage, if that. Now, what I did was take that notation and jump ahead. You can see that white comes back to have a little advantage, a little bit more. We're going to take a slight break and change the battery, and then we will resume the video. I'm back. Yeah, I just need to change the battery. Oh, there is so much that we want to cover, and we get sidetracked, go off on a tangent because there is so much here to cover. So maybe we should split up the videos into smaller videos. What do you guys think? Split them up? Split them up or not split them up? I vote split them up, because we'll get more videos cranked out, and then the videos won't be quite so long. We don't have to sit here and watch a long, super long video. Want to show you something real quick on chessbase. Something, a really cool feature here, I think is a really cool feature. It is supposed to be where you can make that little board bigger. Hold on. Nope, doesn't look like they're gonna, no, it doesn't look like they're gonna let us enlarge the window in this one. That, or I haven't done it in so long, so many months, I've forgotten how to enlarge the window. But I don't think it enlarges. I honestly don't see it enlarging, because there's nothing here to grab hold of. Let me get up here where I can check it out. Nope, I don't see anything with any handles or anything to grab. This thing I love, this little Wacom tablet, love that thing. If you're doing anything where like you need like a pen, that's the eraser. That end right there, that's the eraser. There's your pen. And then you also have programmable button. You have programmable button here that you can program for right click or middle click or scroll wheel or whatever you want to do with it. Oh, don't want to lose it. Don't want to lose it. Now, see, normally it changes when there's something to move, like right here. Let me get this. I prefer using this thing as a pointer. See? Right there. Right there, it changes. If you were to go down just a little bit, you would see it would change back to a mouse. So when you go near these little boxes, it doesn't do anything. Nothing. 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 Nothing else. Nothing. So you go up here to view. Try getting that with SID or SCID, SCID, or SID versus PC, SCID versus PC. Not sure if you pronounce it SCID or SID, but see if you can find that. See if you can get a player's photo window. Let's see if we can get a player's photo window. You won't get that. You won't get live book. You will not get the online database. You will with chessbase. You will with chessbase, my friend. Oh yes, absolutely. Nope. Searching. Searching. No picture yet. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, buddy, we got us a picture. Let's see what these guys look like. You will need to bring this down just a little bit. Now, one of the beauties of chessbase, for those that don't know, if you are new to chessbase, you may not know this. Here is something I will show you. Nifty little trick. Those of us that are chessbase power users, we know this little trick. It is a good little trick. What you can do, they're both Israeli players. That is one of the things that you can do with chessbase. You can see a photo of the player, and then you can go in and you can look at other aspects of it and see other parts. Checking to see who's out there. Yep. We've got more batteries. We will change out the batteries on this light until we get home. Let's go ahead and do that now because it's getting dark. It's almost 10 o'clock, so yeah, we need to be getting up out of here. Hold on, Sandy. This is a good example. You do not want to be out here at night with a dull light. I'll show you. Look how dull that is. Dull, super dull. So it'll take you a second to switch out your batteries. It won't take you very long. It takes you just a matter of seconds. And then you're done. Then you got some really good batteries. And you got yourself a very powerful light. This is an example of what I said about turn on the lights late at night where you can see what you're doing. Better to be safe than sorry. That's what I'm saying. Better to be safe than sorry. Hold on, girl. I got you. I'm back. I'm back. Ow. Yeah. Infamous flashlight video, huh? Yeah, infamous flashlight video. Get under this light. This thing makes a handy little self-defense weapon as well. Get up here where you guys can see it. This makes a real good handy self-defense weapon. Real good handy self-defense weapon. I don't know if you could hear me on the audio, but it's got these little ridges which are really sharp. So that might even catch some skin or some blood, some DNA that you could give to the cops to identify your assailant. What we're going to be purchasing is called a tactical pen that has a DNA catcher, but you can get on here, you get red or white, but you can hold that in your hand just like that, and you have that little bitty edge right there, just a little bit. If you don't want any blood, you want it to be the other version. Oh, look at the lights on now, buddy. Woohoo! Yeah. Well, talk about being safe. Check this out. See, the lights are coming on, and it's going to be super bright, and we're going to be super safe as far as being able to see. I didn't say physically safe. I just said being able to see. You'll be safer to be able to see what you're looking at than looking in the dark. On a self-defense note, if you take these two fingers right here, take a small light like this, you can make a fist, and when you punch, it's like having a roll of dimes, a roll of pennies. You can put a roll of pennies in your hands. It only costs 50 cents, and you can punch, and you can actually punch harder with a roll of dimes or a roll of pennies or even roll of nickels. Ooh, look how bright it's getting now. Look at that. Ooh, it's really getting lit up. Let's walk over there and take a look. But as I was saying, that will make a stronger punch. And if you have this down here, like, make sure that you have your 4 fingers wrapped around it and hold real tight and use it like you would hammer a nail. You might be able to hammer a nail. I wouldn't try it because you probably damage your flashlight. But you could use it, what's called a hammer fist, and you could take that and hammer somebody. I would take where you see the red line on here, where you see that red line right there. I'd put my pinky over that, or maybe just above it, and then aim for soft tissue target like the eye. Don't hold it down here lower, because you're going to hit the eye socket. Your eye socket is like jello in combat. They told us it's like jello in combat. Your human eye socket's like jello. The eye is a gelatinous organ. That means like gelatin, like jello. It will burst. If you strike somebody, it's for educational purposes only, so don't go abusing it. But if your life was at stake and you felt you were really going to die, someone's going to murder you, like domestic violence victims, women that are trying to get away from rapists and abusers, or if you have a gang attack, I would say that right there, with all the force you can muster, unless you're just really a weakie. If you have no power at all, God help you, that's all I can say. But if you have a reasonable degree of power, you know, if you're a woman and you can do tricep extensions, lying tricep extensions like this, you take a dumbbell, you bring the dumbbell down to your forehead, extend your arm out, lay on a bench, bring it down, extend it. You know, if you were trying to extend it over your head, you have the dumbbell and you raise it up over your head. Raise it up over your head. Raise it up over your head. Well, I can't show you here. Just Google it on YouTube. Type in overhead tricep extensions. What do